Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the channel you know it's about Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 27 of What If Naruto Went with Itachi. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share it to all of your friends on your social media platform, and if you haven't yet, and it's the first time you're hearing my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And also, go ahead and check out my second channel, Anime King 2, where you can enjoy lovely what ifs as well. And enjoy. And I'm going to be posting what if Naruto was taken by the Raikage after this. So make sure to stay in tune and enjoy. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain. You satisfy the rage in me. So, the last time we left off, Naruto died, where he forcefully broke the seal on his chest, and in that it imploded and exploded his inner organ. Not even Kurama was able to heal him. The team with all of the Jinchurikis has been formed, as all of them are wearing white robes with blue clothes on it and big straw hats. There are 8 of them. Naruto was supposed to be their leader, but he died. And Pain had a Kage summit with all of the other Kages, as Nade agreed to his plan. Even the Raikage, Oniki, the rest of them agree, and Aibaki, who's representing the Sun. So yeah, that was pretty much it, but you guys can go ahead and check it out and enjoy by switching across the playlist. So let's start this new episode. It has been a year since Naruto's death, and the countries are in complete alliance with each other. The clans were mixing and creating new bloodlines. Villagers can move from countries to countries without war or violence. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Sakura were at the gate watching people going and coming. Sasuke, what do you think? Should I go out with someone or should I just stay by myself? Sakura asked, as Sasuke couldn't believe she was asking him this. Why should he tell her what to do? I am not going to tell you what to do. I am not your babysitter, and I am not the Hokage, Sasuke said as he looked over the papers of a Cloud Ninja and let him pass. Sakura sighed as Sasuke kept on checking people. This is really boring. Are we going to do something exciting? Or are we going to just stay here and watch people and check over their papers? Sakura asked as she looked at Sasuke, who was now swearing at how many people were coming and going as he was trying to keep up with the papers. I don't know, but damn it, how are there so much people? As he looked over a genuine team with their sensei, who was coming from the grass village. I guess Naruto helped a lot of people, and he was hired to kill a lot of bad guys when he was on the Akatsuki, and also do some gruesome missions, Sakura explained. So many people come and they visit his grave. They also place flowers on it, Sakura said as she went over to help Sasuke finish the paper so it would be faster. Meanwhile, at Naruto's gravesite, a woman with long white hair stood there as she wore a black tank top with black pants and black shinobi shoes, as her green eyes filled with tears. Naruto, thank you for all your help, she said as she turned to leave, only to come face to face with her 3 genins, as all of them were from the village waterfall, 2 boys and 1 girl. Sensei, why are you at this gravesite? The woman turned around because Naruto was a great friend of mine, and his death left a hole in my heart. He must be really close to you if his death left a hole in your heart, the boy said, as the sensei nodded. Come on, we have to go now, as all of them followed behind her, as they went to the Hokage Tower to request an assistant with some gang of bandits. Both Sasuke and Sakura walk to the Hokage Tower as they both have been summoned to help with the mission. Both Taketsu and Aizuma took over for them at the gate. As soon as the two stepped in, they saw a team inside with waterfall headbands, signaling that they were from the village in the waterfall. Sasuke gave them a glance and went up to Tsunade, as Sakura did the same. Sasuke and Sakura, I have summoned you to help Team Neki with a mission in the waterfall country. There is a dangerous missing nin, Suyen, leading a gang of bandits. He wants the hero's water, Tsunade said as she addressed them. Accomplish this mission safely, you two, and then relax. Neki will lead you, so meet at the gate within an hour. Tsunade waved the both of them off, as Team Neki leave as well. As we skip to the village, Sakura dodged a kunai one of the bandits sent at her. She rushed over to him and punched him straight in the stomach, plummeting him in the ground. As Suyen had yet to show himself, so Sasuke and Sakura, along with Team Neki, is fighting off the goons. As Sakura jumped back, as she and Sasuke back made contact, caught the both of them off guard. Sasuke, I am running out of chakra, said Sakura, as she's been fighting for a long while now, and these goons kept on coming over and over, as she slashed the man right in the neck, killing him. Where is Team Neki? Asked Sasuke. I don't know, said Sakura, as Sasuke slashed the man across the chest, killing him with his new blade. I lost them a few minutes ago. I hope they're okay though, Sakura said, as she kicked the man right in the face. It went on like this for a while until Team Neki showed up back. There was a boy on the team named Mikato, as he was heavily injured and the other two were unconscious, as the team leader Neki was facing off against Suyen, as he was the only one left. He gave her one giant punch to the stomach, as she sent flying down into the ground as she fell unconscious. He had long brown hair and a bandana on his head that blew in the wind, as he had on an open shirt, black pants, and normal ninja sandals, as he looked down at the beaten and battered team. So, there is just 3 of you left to take care of, as Mikato on Team Neki was injured, but he was still standing up, as Suyen looked down. So, I will just take care of the rest of you, and then I can get the hero's water. As he jumped down, Sasuke got back up as he went into a fighting stance. But because Sasuke was so worn down, he was taken care of easily. Mikato was knocked away, as Sakura was the only one left. I won't let you leave here alive, Sakura said, as she chewed on a chakra pill, as she regretted not using them earlier or giving one to Sasuke. She knew that she needed them herself. Suyen chuckled. You pathetic girl, do you really think that you can beat me? As he went in for a punch, but she dodged. As she moved over to the side, she then came at him with pure brute strength, but he jumped back as her fist hit the ground, making a giant crater. Suyen whistled as he looked at the ground. He then ran through hand signs, creating a water dragon as it hit right into her, making Sakura crash into a tree. Well, I guess you lose, but you're very strong, said Suyen as he looked at the crater. He then walked up to Sakura as he grabbed her by the chin. Maybe I should make you my wife. You have excellent power and skills. You can breed for my children. As Sakura had anger in her eyes, as he smirked at the look in her eyes, I knew that you were a feisty one. Sakura then gathered chakra to her arm as she smashed her fist right into his face, breaking his nose as he was sent flying back. He slammed back into a tree as his nose was bleeding heavily, as he felt pure pain when it came up to his face. As he then saw Sakura, she was surrounded by green chakra, his eyes widened in fear. "You will never touch me like that again, you monster," Sakura yelled. Suyen took in her new features, as did the rest of the team that was now just awakened, as Sasuke gasped at Sakura's new appearance, as a red diamond was in her forehead. Her teeth had fangs, and her gloves were torn because of her claws, and her hair was wild in the air. As Sasuke remembered a while ago, at Naruto's funeral, when all of the Jinchurikis appear and they place a hand on Sakura's shoulder, and piece of their chakra went inside of her. Sakura rushed over to the man as she ripped him apart. She beat him down quite easily, as with this newfound power and strength, he was nothing towards her. After a couple of hours, Team Neki had left the two to return back to their village. Team Neki, the three Genins, were kind of traumatized to see how Sakura deal with the man in a brutal way, but Neki thanked the girl as she took the head of Suyen and returned to her village with it. As Sasuke walked with Sakura, as he really wanted to know if his suspicions were true, if that is the reason why she had that power. As Sakura also wondered herself, would she be able to tap into that power again? As a Cloak Akatsuki member followed Sakura as he watched her went home, as he said to himself, just what kind of power was that, Sakura? As tragedy struck, the 6 parts of Pain were dead. Pain was took out of his transmitter as he was now lying in a bed, as he had already chosen a Mizukage. It was a blonde woman as she had a powerful Kekkei Genkai. To use acid, she was smart, she was strong, and she would make a great Mizukage. As Conan lay next to Nagato and patted the dying man on his head. Nagato didn't say a word as he just held on to Conan's hand as he died peacefully with a smile on his face. As none of them noticed a figure outside at the window watching them, I guess I will not have to worry about him dying, as the figure then vanished. Konoha held it a memorial for Nagato or Pain so as they knew him, as he just wanted peace for this world. Once the funeral was over, Sasuke and Sakura went to Team 7 training ground. The two were just going to relax. They had just come back from their mission a few days ago and had been working on trying to find out what kind of power Sakura used. But they decided to just relax today, since Pain had died. As Sakura jumped up in a tree, Sasuke following her lead, both of them sitting and leaning against their own trees. Sakura felt the cool breeze as she slowly shut her eyes and fall asleep, as Sasuke looked over to see her sleeping. As a few hours later, a figure moved towards them. Both of them were sleeping soundly, and the figure made sure not to disturb them. As he slipped off the straw hat on his head, the show is red hair with his yellow bangs, its slitted eye, and his fangs, his whisker. He jumped up in the tree with a smirk as he landed, not even making the tree move. He was so stealth. As he silently moved under Sakura, as he wrapped his hands around her waist, he placed his head on her shoulder as he couldn't wait for her to wake. After a while, Sakura stirred as she didn't want to wake. She was comfy and in a pair of strong arms and a strong chest she was leaning on, and a chin rested on her shoulder. As she sighed, thinking that she was dreaming of Naruto again, so she didn't want to open her eyes and disturb the dream and wake up. As she then realized that she wasn't sleeping, as she barely cracked her eyes open to see Sasuke, as she tried to move. "Calm down, Sakura. I am here beside you as always." The voice spoke calmly, as Sakura heard a voice she thought that she would never heard again. As she slowly turned around to look at the boy holding her, it was truly him, a little different, but it was him. Naruto, Naruto, as she couldn't believe it, as tears came into her eyes, as she grabbed both of his cheeks with her hand, as she ran her hand across his face, making sure that he was real, as she saw the slitted eyes with the crimson red. It's really me, Sakura. I wouldn't leave you, not forever, but I can't just come back yet. I need to leave. I already destroyed my grave and removed my name from the Ki stone. I am alive. So I will return to you. I will also protect you when I need to. Promise I will return. Until then, let your hair grow back out. I like your long silky hair. As he chuckled at that, wait for me. I will return for you, Naruto said, as he kissed her cheek. Tears ran down her face as she looked into his eyes. No, no, don't leave me, she cried. As he pulled her close. Sakura, goodbyes doesn't have to be forever. Just for a year or two. I will come back. So, it isn't forever goodbye. As Naruto then pulled her in for a deep kiss. As she went in and returned the kiss. But Naruto then broke away. As he then stepped back, not before kissing her on the forehead. As he vanished. As Sakura started to cry, waiting for Sasuke to wake up. As right here we're going to have a 3-year time skip. As Sakura, now all grown up, walked into Tsunade's office. As she saw Tsunade fast asleep, she walked over and shook her awake. As Tsunade woke up. Oh, Sakura, you're here. As she wiped away some drool from her face. You will be going on a mission with Sasuke and Itachi and Kisame, but you will have to wait until they get here. As Sakura nodded, as she stayed there, as her mind wandered into La La Land, as it has been 3 years since she saw Naruto. He had come and told her that he was leaving, and then he just vanished. As she didn't understand, he said that he would be back, so where is he? As she wanted to know when will he be back and how would he return. As she had been waiting for 3 years and now she wanted him back now. As she still had no idea how was he alive. She was snapped out of her thoughts when Kisame and Itachi entered the room as Tsunade pulled out a file from her desk. As she then explained the mission, there has been a group of missing ninjas outside of Black Wolf Village. They have been cutting up supplies route from there. And do any of you know what we get from that village? Itachi was the one to answer. They supply metal supplies for our kunais and other things. They also send crops and drinks for us. It's our biggest sake supplier in Konoha, and I need my sake, Tsunade said. With the missing names blocking the route, they have taken the weapons. They have stolen food, sake, and other things. As Tsunade then went on to rant for 5 minutes about the importance of her sake and why she wanted the route back open. Once she was done with that, she calmed down enough to finish back the briefing. Alright, from the information I have received, there are around 50 ninjas. Half of them are at least Jonin and Anvu level, and the rest of them are Chunin level. Those should be easy. I want you to destroy them all. But bring the leader back here. I want to question him myself. Tsunade said as she narrowed her eyes at Sasuke and Sakura as the both of them shuddered at that. As she could be scary when she wanted to, she dismissed them after saying that Itachi was the group leader. He told them to meet up at the gate in 1 hour. No being late, and when he said this, he looked at Sasuke and Kisame. Both had taken up for being late from Kakashi. Well, Kisame was always late, but he got in worse after knowing Kakashi more. As they all went off, Sakura went to her new apartment, as it was a single, with a kitchen, a bathroom, a living room, and a hallway. It was simple and she liked it. After all, she had been happy to get her own place. It was better than living with the Uchihas after her parents had died. Itachi and Sasuke would bicker like no other, and the sounds coming from Itachi's room when Hana Inuzuka is over is like no other. She got to her house and started to pack things. Tsunade had said that the village was a 2-day trip, so she needed some extra clothes, weapons, ninja wire, food pills, chakra pills, and others. She packed for half an hour. She then went to eat some dango and then arrived at the gate to see Itachi standing there. He was by himself. He looked pissed off. Only someone standing close to him could know that he was upset. "What's wrong, Itachi? Something happened between you and Hana?" asked Sakura as she walked up to him, cocking her head to the side curiously. "It is Sasuke. He can't keep his own business to himself." "What is going on?" said Sakura. Sasuke was in the kitchen with his girlfriend until he told her that he was leaving for a mission and she attacked him. As Sakura was surprised, this was the first time she heard that Sasuke had a girlfriend, but she chuckled. "Who is his girlfriend, Itachi? I want to know. That way I can embarrass him when he comes. And wait, what exactly happened to you?" As Itachi rubbed the side of his face, she threw a frying pan after him. "And I walk out the same time," Itachi said. As Sakura couldn't help it but smirk. Karen is her name, and I believe that she was a part of Team Hawk with him. Sakura nodded as she remembered the girl. "So he's dating Karen." "I knew it. They tried to hide it from me, but I knew that they were dating." As Sakura remembered the first time she met the girl, they were raiding one of Orochimaru's lab and they found her and a couple others who's been experimented on. They decided to bring her back to Konoha because all of the village are unified now, so it wasn't a big problem. As Sakura now remembered that both of them were eyeing each other. As she rubbed her two hands together, it is time for her to embarrass Sasuke. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. And if you haven't yet, switch across to the playlist and enjoy. But for now, I'm out. Peace.